Hello and welcome to today's Inky Minutes ink review video. Today I'm looking at an ink I have shown on this channel before, but not in a review or full review. It is an ink from Pennonia, which is a Hungarian ink company doing absolutely phenomenal things. This particular one is an exclusive with Colt Pens, which is a retailer in the UK. And it is this ink, and I'm going to absolutely murder the name, Ejkek. Ejkek? Anyway, it is a beautiful sort of rich dark blue with these beautiful undertones of teals and greys. I'm going to look at it on a few different kinds of paper and then have a bit of a chat about it. So the ink comes in this very nice 60ml bottle with a nice secure plastic cap, swatch across the front there, all the information, and of course Colt Pens, fountain pen ink created exclusively for Colt Pens. I really enjoy Colt Pens and I really enjoy Pennonia, and there's a few of these. This is the one that sort of immediately caught my eye given my, my enjoyment of sort of blue blacks and rich dark blues. And this sort of crosses a line between them, which is really fun. So let's look at it now on a colouring card. So here it is on said colouring card. You can see it's got this beautiful underlying sort of tealy grey, but these rich dark blues, and the more saturated you get, the darker it gets, and there's a bit of a hint of that sort of red copper sheen on it. It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so here it is on Tomoe River paper. You can see it is rich and dark. Now I had it in two pens. I had it in an italics Chaplin's tankard, badly written, which is a brand that no longer exists. It used to be as like Mr. Pen in the UK, and he would grind nibs. So I got a right foot oblique medium stub nib, and it's a beautiful nib. And then I had it in a Curvaco Supra with a medium nib, which is a lot finer. It looks great in all pens, but for me, this one really shines in the wetter writing. So you can see between the italics, which is a quite a wet pen, and this Curvaco, the Curvaco brings out more of the grey teal, whereas the more blue-black kind of undertone comes through in the italics there. Now, this ink isn't exclusive to Colt Pens, so it's the only place you can get it, and it retails for £8.50 there for that 60ml bottle. If this is a color you are interested in, go and buy it because it is very, very cool and it's a great brand. You can see there's not a whole lot of water resistance. That's okay. It's not designed to be a water resistant ink, but at least there is a little bit of sort of a gray left behind, so you're not losing all your writing. So that was put, did a little swatch, the crosshatch, put some water on it, let it sit there for a while, swirled it around a bit, and then dabbed it up with paper towel. And yes, the paper towel picked up a lot of the ink. We don't get a whole lot of spread of the ink, it just sort of lifted. So yeah, but it performs beautifully on this paper. You can see it looks great, there's no feathering, and the shading is quite lovely. Now let's look at it on some lower end paper. This is student notepad paper from Spyrex, really not fountain pen friendly. You can see the color is a little more even and sort of washed out, a bit more of that gray coming through. There is a little bit of feathering, but that is to be expected on this paper, and you can see bleed, especially from that very wet, broad italic stub nib there. Next on 80 GSM copy paper, once again, the color is a little bit more flat. There's a little bit of sort of spread, maybe a touch of feather, but not too bad. And it does perform a little bit better on here. It's slightly higher quality paper, but still not a fountain pen friendly paper. And now we have it here on Rhodia. Rhodia 80 GSM paper is kind of like what people view as like the lowest end of standard fountain pen friendly paper. There's a tiny little bit of feather, tiny, particularly in the italic nib. But you can see nice and wet, beautiful rich dark color, and that same performance in terms of water resistance. This is a lovely ink. If we look at the reverse of this page, you see that it performs pretty well, only a couple of spots there from the swatch. So Pennonia do really lovely things. This is a beautiful color ink and it performs well, and it's super affordable. So this is a brand I enjoy. I've used a few of their other inks, and everything they do kind of performs really well. So check them out if you're not familiar. Okay, let's do a little color comparison now. So all these are on coloring cards. Here is the Pennonia ink, and I'm going to show it alongside, just to start with, a standard blue, Waterman Serenity blue. Love that blue. And then a nice rich dark blue like Diamine Oxford blue. Everyone knows this is probably my favorite ink, but this color, this is so beautiful. It's just a little bit different to something like Oxford blue, which is another rich dark blue, but doesn't have those gray kind of undertones. If we look at it alongside my favorite blue black, which is Diamine 1864 blue black, it's much bluer, much bluer. And now for a couple of inks, and another blue black, we'll go Lamy blue black, which is a more gray blue black. So you just see it sits in a more blue area, not that gray, but there is a gray undertone. And then a couple of inks I thought were kind of similar. Sailor Studio 640, which at the moment is probably my favorite of the Sailor Studio inks. It's a bit more tealy green than the blue of that. And then Monteverde Jungle Ink Zebra. This has some similar tones in those mid-tones. Doesn't quite get as dark as the Pennonia, but it's an interesting place just to see where this ink fits. So yes, this is an ink that performs well. It's got a great base color. It's got a nice sort of feel on the page. It's well lubricated. It's got good flow. It performs well. There's no shimmer. There's not a whole lot of sheen. You definitely don't get sheen in the writing, but you do see a tiny bit of sheen in swatches and things like that. And it's a mid-shading ink, I would say. Low water resistance, but for me, this is a beautiful shade of blue. And as I said, it performs well. So if this is an ink family you are interested in, or an ink brand you are interested in, I really suggest you check out Pennonia, and you check out this ink, Ejkek, or however that is said, and I'm very sorry for murdering the name. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notifications button. If this is an ink you want, head over to Cult Pens. I'll link to the page down below. If you've got a way you'd like to support the channel, I would love to hear from you. And in the meantime, enjoy your inks, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.